Hello, my name is Martin Orlando. Welcome to my hobby YouTube channel. Today I have more favorite albums from my collection. These are the albums I've enjoyed over the years. My favorite CDs will be on a different show. Here's the first, Roy Orbison and Friends, A Black and White Night. This is one of my favorites. I love Roy Orbison and a lot of his songs. This one, it was a live album he did with Bruce Springsteen, Tom Waits, Elvis Costello. I don't remember who that is, but I'll show you inside. Did this with a whole bunch of people, even Bonnie Raitt, Jackson Browne. This was like in 1988 when this came out, and it's on Virgin Records. Roy Orbison and Friends, A Black and White Night. Next I have Mr. Go On. Look at that cool cover on this one. There's the band, Richard Page. And let's see some of the songs. Stand and Deliver, Healing Waters, Something Real Inside Me, Inside You, The Tube. And those were like the biggest ones, and The Border. Mr.'s Go On. And next I have Pat Benatar, Crimes of Passion. This came out around the 80s, 82 I think it was. There's the band. Let's see what the big songs on this one were. Treat Me Right, You Better Run, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, Hell Is for Children, and the title song Prisoner of Love. Out of Touch. I think those were all the big ones on this one. Pat Benatar's Crimes of Passion. Next I have Mike and the Mechanics, The Living Years. Another cool album. Nobody's Perfect, The Living Years, Seeing is Believing, Nobody Knows, Poor Boy Down. The backside didn't do as well, but all those songs were big hits for Mike and the Mechanics back in 1988. Okay. Next I have The Outfield, Bangin'. I think this was their third album. Not sure. This one had Somewhere in America. Banging on My Heart was the title hit. No Surrender was a big song for them on this one. Moving Target. And, Since You've Been Gone. That was their biggest, I think that was their biggest hit on this one. Baby Diaper with Pins. And that's The Outfield and Banging. My next favorite is Linda Ronstadt featuring Aaron Neville. Cry Like a Rainstorm, Howl Like the Wind. I love Linda Ronstadt. She had a lot of big hits. This one, All My Life, Don't Know Much, Trouble Again, Shattered, When Something Is Wrong with My Baby. Those were the big ones. Linda Ronstadt featuring Aaron Neville, Cry Like a Rainstorm. My next favorite is Robert Plant and Now and Zen. Lead singer of Led Zeppelin. He went on solo back in the 90s. This was like his 4th solo album. And the big ones on this one were Heaven Knows, Dance on My Own, Tall Cool One, and Ship of Fools. Those were the big ones on this album. That's Robert Plant's Now and Zen. Next we got Bruce Springsteen and Tunnel of Love. This one had The Tunnel of Love, the title song, Brilliant Disguise, One Step Up, and let's see what else. I think those were all the big ones on here. It's Tunnel of Love by Bruce Springsteen. Next I have Sting's The Dream of the Blue Turtles. This turned a little jazzy for Sting after being with the Police. This was his first solo album. If you love somebody, set them free. Love is the seventh wave. Russians. And Consider Me Gone. And the title song, The Dream of the Blue Turtles. Moon Over Bourbon Street. And Fortress Around Your Heart. Those were all the big hits on this one. Sting and The Dream of the Blue Turtles. Next up is Squeeze, Babylon and On. This was kind of a follow-up to the group had another album before this one. It's in the vein of like the group Madness. Let's see, they had a couple of hits on this one. Hourglass was their big one on this album. And I think Footprints, that was the other big hit. Okay, and that's Squeeze, Babylon and On. Next is White Lion, Pride. There's the band on this one. Hungry, Lonely Nights, Lady of the Valley, Wait, that was the big hit on this one. And When the Children Cry. White Lion, Pride. Next, I have this cool album from the Talking Heads. I've had a lot of their record single 45s. This one was a real cool one. I had to pick it up. And this one opens up with the gatefold, and then the song lyrics, and the band. Let's see, the big ones on this were Blind, Nothing But Flowers, Big Daddy, Talking Heads. Next, I have Fleetwood Mac's Tango in the Night. This is a really good album. Most of their albums were really good. I love this group, especially Stevie Nicks. Let's see, there's the band that this year, We got Big Love, Seven Wonders, Everywhere, Tango in the Night, Mystified, Little Lies. Family Man was a hit too. There we go. Fleetwood Mac and Tango in the Night. Really cool cover. Next we got Steve Winwood's Chronicles. I have a lot of his albums, and this one had a lot of his greatest hits on it. And we got Wake Me Up on Judgment Day, While You See a Chance, Vacant Chair, Help Me Angel, My Love's Leavin', Valerie, Arc of a Diver, Higher Love, Spanish Dancer, and Talking Back to the Night. And that's Steve Winwood's Chronicles. It's his greatest hits. Okay, next is Icehouse and Man of Colors. This is an Australian band. Big hits on this one were Crazy, Electric Blue, My Obsession, Man of Colors, and Girl in the Moon. This was on Chrysalis Records. Icehouse, Man of Colors. Next, here's the group Europe, and this was their second album, Out of This World. This one had Superstitious, Open Your Heart, Ready or Not, Sign of the Times, Never Say Die. Those were the big hits on this one. That's Europe and Out of This World. Next, I have Don Henley's The End of the Innocents. Lead singer, one of the lead singers of the Eagles. Had a lot of great hits over the years. And The End of the Innocents. How Bad Do You Want It? The Last Worthless Evening. New York Minute, Little Tin God, If Dirt Were Dollars, and The Heart of the Matter. All of those were hit songs for him on this album. Don Henley's The End of the Innocents. Up next, Huey Lewis and the News and Four. I had many of their albums, but this one really hit me the biggest. Jacob's Ladder, Stuck With You, Doing It All For My Baby, Hip to Be Square, I Know What You Like, I Never Walk Alone, Forest for the Trees, Naturally, and Simple as That. Those were all big hits. Huey Lewis and the News and Four. Guess that was their fourth album. Here's one from back in the 70s, Gallery and Nice to Be With You. The main title song was one of their big hits. I Believe in Music, and I believe in all kinds of music. Big City, Miss Ruth Ann, Ginger Haired Man. Those were all the big hits on this one. And this was from 1972. Gallery and Nice to Be With You. Up next, Great White, Twice Shy. This was their second album. And they did puns with the shark, Great White Shark. Chasing After Those Ladies. Move It. Once Bitten, Twice Shy. Let's see what else. House of Broken Love. The Angels song was their big hit on this one. Okay, that's Great White, Twice Shy. Next, I got Genesis, Invisible Touch. Lead singer of the time was Phil Collins. Got Invisible Touch, Tonight, 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 Land of Confusion, In Too Deep, Anything She Does, Domino Parts 1 and 2, Throwing It All Away, and the instrumental The Brazilian. These all made the chart. Genesis and Invisible Touch. Up next, I got a 12-inch single on a record, One Night in Bangkok by Murray Head. This was from the movie The Chess. And Murray Head, One Night in Bangkok, and Murano by the London Symphony Orchestra and Chorus. You'll know the song, One Night in Bangkok. It was written by two brothers from ABBA, and their names are right here. Benny Andersson and Bjorn Ulvaeus. Tim Rice did a lot of, play music and Broadway stuff. All right, next I have Bread and Guitar Man. It's one of my favorite albums of the 70s. We got The Guitar Man, Aubrey, Fancy Dancer, Sweet Surrender, Picture in Your Mind. Those were all the big hits on this one. Bread and The Guitar Man. What a cool cover that was. Next, I have the Grassroots and Move Along. A lot of big hits on this one. The Runaway. Let's see. Two Divided by Love. Someone to Love. Face the Music. And Glory Bound. Move Along. That's the Grassroots, Move Along. Next, I have Crowded House. This was their first album. First album hit in America. This band was from New Zealand and Australia. Don't Dream It's Over was their big hit on this one. Something So Strong. It's also another hit of theirs. And then I have John Denver's Greatest Hits. This takes me back to Colorado, and I lived there for about 9-10 years. Take Me Back, Country Roads. This was his first greatest hits of his big hit songs. Follow Me, Starwood and Aspen, For Baby for Bobby, Rhymes and Reasons, Leaving on a Jet Plane, The Eagle and the Hawk, Sunshine on My Shoulders, Goodbye Again, Poems, Prayers and Promises, and Rocky Mountain High. John Denver's Greatest Hits. Next, I have the Bee Gees, Spirits Haven't Flown. This was their first album in the 80s that hit a lot of songs on it. Tragedy. Let's see, Until, Too Much Heaven, Love You Inside Out, Spirits Haven't Flown. And the last of my favorite albums is Christopher Cross. This was his first solo album. Ride Like the Wind, Spinning, Never Be the Same. Those were the big hits. And Say You'll Be Mine. Sailing. That's Christopher Cross. Alright, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. See you again next time.